Okay. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I can't sleep. And it is very late or very early. 1:58 a.m. Okay, so let's make a video. Yeah, on James chapter 1. Where do we leave off? It's verse 5, talking about wisdom. If any of you lacks wisdom, let him ask God. I feel like this is a verse for me. This is so foolish. Making video at 1:58 a.m. Yeah, if you lack wisdom, ask God, it says, who gives generously to all without reproach. That's saying God won't scold you when you pray to him this way. And it will be given to him. God, give me wisdom, and God will give it to you. Yeah, that's the promise. Just ask. What's wisdom? That's worth thinking about. Wisdom is more than being smart. Wisdom is applying. Yeah, I'll put it that way. Applying what you know about God in your life. Yeah, wisdom is living out God's laws in your life. It's not just knowing it. It's not just knowing James. Living it out day by day. And you say, how do I do that? Well, this is what I say. If you don't know, ask God, and God will give generously to all, everyone, without scolding you. And it's kind of like saying, God really, really wants you to have this gift called wisdom. Just ask for it. Just say, God, please, can you give me this thing called wisdom? Because I really, really need it at 1:58 a.m. Now it's what? 2 o'clock a.m. But verse 6 says, let him ask in faith. So you must ask in a way that really trusts God. Yeah, I know God will really give me this thing. Yeah, really know God with no doubting. For the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. Think of the sea. Shh, driven and tossed by the sea. Shh. And it's describing the person who is asking God but not sure. It means, will God give it to me, or will he not give it to me? Is God good, or is God not good? Should I ask, or should I not ask? That's the tossing and turning lah. Like me, I cannot sleep, like toss and turn. Yeah, the last time I looked at the sea, I was on the way to Penang. I was on the ferry. The ferry is very stable, but the sea was psh, psh, psh. The wind was blowing on the sea, and so the wind, the thoughts in your head are making you flip and flop when it comes to trusting God. It's kind of like saying, when you pray to God, trust that he's good. Know that he hears our prayers. And ask in a way that, is it that you, not that you really, really want it. Yes, you do want this, but you really, really want something that you know God wants you to have. That's why this verse is saying, God really wants you to live in a way that's wise. And so ask God, God, help me to live in this wise way that pleases you. Yeah, okay. Verse 7. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. Verse 8, he is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways. Yeah, wow. What a warning. It's saying that if you pray in this very uncertain way, doubting God, not trusting God, you'll not get anything. This promise that God will give, this doesn't apply to you. This promise that God wants you to have this thing, well, you are not that person that God will give this thing to. Because it says here, he is a double-minded man. Double-minded means you think this way about God, you think that way about God. You don't really have a clear idea of who it is that you're praying to. But also, the phrase means double-souled. It's saying that your soul is kind of like split in half. The way that you think about God affects your soul. It splits your soul into maybe one that trusts God and one that doubts God, one that loves God and one that maybe even hates God. And also, this double-mindedness, double-souledness is in contrast to verse 5, because it says God who gives generously. Literally in the Greek, it's God who is single-eyed. So God is single-mindedly, single-eyedly wanting us to have this wisdom, but we are doubly split into whether to ask for this wisdom or not. I think it boils down to whether we want to live God's way or not, whether we want to please God or please ourselves. I think that's what keeps us from praying. That's what keeps us from receiving from God the thing that he wants us to have, just wisdom. Anything else? Verse 5, actually, just the last thing to note is that he's saying, do you lack this thing called wisdom? That's really interesting because if you look at the end of verse 4, it says that this person lacks nothing, but the beginning of verse 5 says, if you lack wisdom. Verse 4 already says, you should be lacking nothing. You should be complete, but know already, filled already to the full. And the context of verse 4 is saying that you've matured through the testing of your faith. What trials or testing does is it helps you to grow into Christ-likeness, into maturity, and into completeness. But even so, you might be lacking this thing called wisdom. How can this be so? Not sure. If I were to guess, I think it's talking about something internal and something that's external. Internal is this character that's being shaped through trials. You learn to be more patient. You learn to trust God more. Hence, your faith, your perseverance grows with trials. But still, wisdom is talking about something that's external. You're applying what you know about God in your daily actions, in your daily life. How it overflows then into your daily actions. Maybe, I don't know. It's 2:05 in the morning. But yeah, so this is James chapter 1 verse 5 saying that if you lack wisdom, ask God, and He will give it to you. He wants you to be wise, and trust that He'll give this to you. Trust that He's a good and generous God. Don't doubt this, but ask in faith. God, please help me. Help me to live in a way that pleases you. And the promise is, He will. Yeah.